A little bit of random cattage this morning, but we've got a Yardman push lawnmower that's in need of a service, pretty badly I might add. The oil is blacker than black. This came from a coworker. He was looking to get rid of it, and he told me it had been sitting for at least a couple years. He got a riding lawnmower, so he quit using this one. And we'll see if there's a date somewhere on here. It's probably a 2003, if I had to guess, but we'll check the date code on the engine itself when we get a chance. But first we need to drain all this old oil out, and in order to do that, pull the bag off first. And it actually does run. It's got old gas in it, but we're not going to run it that long. I just want to run it so it'll warm the oil up enough, and then we can change it out. This thing's running like a bag of ass, so it definitely needs to be tuned up. You guys can see how dirty, nasty that is. So she's about good now. I'm gonna flip it back over. And I won't show it on camera, but I'm going to pull the blade off and sharpen it. It's in good condition, and amazingly the underside of this thing is, other than a little bit of spots of rust, it's not too bad. Alright, so now I'm going to pull off the air filter. And that'll need to be serviced. It is in good enough condition, so not a huge deal. And now just to pull off the fuel tank and carburetor, and you have a 3/8 bolt here, a 1/2 bolt here, and then you'll have to undo the spring, which we're going to do that right now. Alright, so we're going to be replacing the diaphragm, the primer bulb, even though the old one's okay. Here's the fuel tank. I already drained all the gas out of it. It's nice and clean inside, so we don't have to worry about that. But to take these off, it's just 5 screws that go around it. And you simply just pull the carb off. Be careful not to break the spout there. Now I'm going to give this thing a good cleaning, my ultrasonic cleaner. Here's the old diaphragm and gasket. The spring comes out, and this filter screen. There we go. So I'm going to pull the primer bulb out. I'm going to pull this off. Pull this gasket off. This is still good, so we'll reuse that. Pull the spring off completely. Don't want to lose this. And you guys can see it's pretty dirty and nasty in there. And for these carburetors, I like to use a relatively small amount of purple power and of course water. And then I just drop them in, put it on 2 full cycles. But of course, you need to pull this out. There's that. So it's pretty dirty inside. It needs to be cleaned for sure. Now, I'll agitate the carburetor every now and again to kind of clean it a little bit better. And how I do that is I just wait for a cycle to go through. I'll take the carburetor or whatever I'm washing in here for the most part, just move it around a little bit. Now we just gotta wait. And so while that's doing its thing, it's on its second run now, I'm gonna put some oil in this thing. It's also, according to the code, data manufactured December of 2010. 2010, it's almost 8 years old, but should run okay. Now I have been doing a bit of an experiment with a lot of these older engines that I've pulled really old oil out of, or it's starting to smoke a little bit. You're supposed to use about 20% of the total system capacity, which for 20 ounces comes out to 4 ounces. It's really not all that much. They say use 20% of system capacity, and I've been having good luck with this stuff. I've put it in quite a few different things in my own personal equipment, and it seems to work pretty good. I mean, at the worst, it doesn't do anything, but I think it should be okay. Now, to measure the proper amount, I picked up a pack of 3 of these from Harbor Freight for $2. Actually, it was $1.50 with the coupon. And we're going to take it up to 4 ounces. So, open this up. Pull this seal. This stuff is as thick as molasses, so 4 ounces. There we have that. So we'll throw this stuff into the machine first. Here's our bottle. So we'll be adding about 15 or 16 ounces of oil, nothing special. Just gonna let it settle for a little bit, and we'll check it. And we're right on the money, right where it's supposed to be. So the first thing we're going to do is replace this old gasket. My ultrasonic cleaner does a really good job cleaning up parts. Been really happy with this thing. The filter screen. You guys can see the old gasket. When these things get all messed up like this, that's what ends up happening to them, is they get really stiff and they lose their effectiveness. Diaphragm. Set it in place just like that. Make sure all the holes are lined up. Set this down to number 1 setting. And just tighten them down hand tight with a screwdriver. So now we just have to put the new primer bulb in. Use the socket method. there you have it. So we'll just stick it back on the machine. Throw these back on. One thing I do want to show you is that O-ring and retainer right there. You want to make sure both of those are in place, because that's what gets you the seal on the side of the cylinder. And just carefully push it on. Now just to reinstall the 2 bolts. So I just put a nice shine on this. Sharpened it up, both sides. Now just to reinstall it, put some gas in it. Alright, so let's see how well this thing runs. Works for me. Now I'll just check the oil in a minute and give it a bath. I'll meet you guys at the end of the video. Alright, check the oil one last time. Right where we should be. Realize that this machine has 2-point height adjustment on it, which that's nice. That's a nice feature, actually. So hope you guys enjoyed this video and stay tuned for more. You all stay classy.